My talk at the table, guys, is about a new direction for the blockbuster game franchise Halo, which has grossed more than $6 billion in total sales since its debut in 2001. Now, the classic video game is coming to your TV screen. Are you excited? Actor Pablo Schreiber is known for playing characters like Mad Sweeney in American Gods and for his Emmy-nominated role as prison guard George Pornstache Mendez in Orange is the New Black. I get to say Pornstache on TV. He's starring in the new Paramount Plus series Halo as Master Chief 117, a genetically engineered soldier, also known as a Spartan. It is set in the 26th century when humanity faces possible extinction by aliens known as the Covenant. In this clip, Master Chief and his team are near the landing site of the alien ship.
Master.
Now investigating the interior of a nearby cave. Assessment report. Covenant excavation.
Cave network does not appear to be a natural formation.
Observing debris consistent with plasma cutters. Covenant forces appear to be excavating for some kind of object. Unclear as to its nature.
And Pablo Schreiber joins us now. Good morning. Good to see you.
Nice to see you guys. How you doing?
Really good.
So let me ask you, for those who are not familiar...
Well, Vlad is very familiar.
Yeah, because I bought... You know, Microsoft, their plan was we're going to make Halo available only on the Xbox. Yeah. I was a PlayStation player for my whole life, and I bought an Xbox just to play Halo. So I've been playing it since 2001. Yes. But for people who are not familiar with
we
Halo
need both. We need
Master
both.
Chief. Yes.
Yes.
Who is Master Chief, and what does he stand for?
Yeah, he's a symbol, you know. He's a symbol for all of us. For everyone who's ever played Halo, he's a symbol for bravery, for courage, for extraordinary actions under very difficult circumstances. And he's a stand-in for the player. You know, you play the game and you play as Master Chief. Obviously, now we're bringing him to a television series, a long-form television series. We want to make multiple seasons of this show. And so for that purpose, you know, we have to get underneath the armor. We have to get to know the man. So a lot of the themes of this show are, you know, breaking the Master Chief down and exploring the tension and the conversation between Master Chief the soldier and John the man.
But what's exciting, Pablo, is that we get to see your face. Because a lot of times, listen, I watched the first 2 episodes. We didn't even see your face until 50 minutes in. I'm not complaining. But I was really glad. I was really glad when the helmet came off.
And the gamers never saw it.
You never see it in the game.
The gamers
never see his
never
face.
saw it.
Never see it in the game, and so you know that's a big moment in the Halo franchise, in the history of Halo, is to take the helmet off. But yeah, it did feel like in order to tell a very human story, you know, about a soldier who's exploring his own identity, about the effects of war on the society and the effects of war on the individual. In order to tell a story like that over a long form, you really had to get underneath the helmet.
It's a great humanizing moment when you take the helmet off, and it also underscores how this is a great story. It's not just visually exciting. It's not just based on a video game people love. It's a truly great story.
Oh, man, let me tell you, I didn't know too much about the Halo franchise coming into it.
Did you play the game?
I played it, you know, in high school at friends' houses. I didn't grow up with TV or video games. I grew up
TV in your house?
No TV in my house.
Are you okay, Pablo?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Yeah, I grew up in rural British Columbia, and so I didn't have access to the technology. But through high school, I started to play. But I never played it as a story game. I always played it as a versus shooter. So for me, the process of this has been learning about how much mythology and how much story has been spooled out over the course of 20 years of this franchise, over multiple mediums.
Yeah, we were talking about that, Tony and I, earlier, and I said, you know, video games are cinematic now.
Yeah.
And the characters are as deep as any character you'll see in film or television. So what kind of responsibility do you feel to the fans who are going to expect certain things from Master Chief?
Huge responsibility, huge responsibility. I mean, the character is iconic. The character, as I was saying, he's a symbol for us, you know. So, and for so many people, there's a co-ownership they feel over the Master Chief because you play as him.
Right.
So I'm aware of that and really have taken that on and really want to do the fans proud, obviously, in the best way that I can. But even more than that, you know, I want to bring in a new audience who has never interacted with the franchise before and show everyone who doesn't know anything about Halo why we love this universe so much.
Well, you were certainly going to do that, and it's interesting. Your last name is well known because you and Leave are related. Growing up, did you both want to be actors? Is it something you talked about as kids?
No, we didn't grow up together. He grew up on the East Coast. I grew up on the West Coast. We have the same father, but our father was an acting teacher, so there's a common bond there. But no, he's a fantastic.
So it's not like you guys said, let's be actors.
Nope. There was no grand plan. We just landed here.
So I mastered the dumb question, so I have one. It's about Halo.
Oh, please, I love dumb questions.
You got the picture of the gear that you're wearing. How heavy is that gear, and what was it like getting into it every day and trying to act?
That is not a dumb question.
I know, it's not a dumb question. That's awesome.
It's not like
That's a very good question.
Yeah. It was about 55 pounds, and it's not the weight. It's really like the fact that it makes you quite immobile. And these suits they're supposed to be future tech. They're supposed to turn these guys into absolute super soldiers who are incredibly capable of, the most amazing feats. But really, they just stack about 55 pounds of plastic onto you and send you out to shoot, So it's a challenge, certainly, to figure out how to manipulate it in the best way to make it come alive and make it look authentic and feel real. But it's one that we were up for. And obviously, the honor of getting to wear it and to be on set there every day is just amazing and huge. And I loved being in it.
Here's a dumb question.
You make that costume look really good. And when you take off the helmet, it goes to another level. Because I'm thinking right now we don't see much emotion from John. But I'm thinking we're going to see humanity as it goes along.
We get
True?
flashbacks, yeah.
Well, that's the process of the first season, right? He has an interaction with an artifact that brings back some memories from his childhood. Yeah. And the process of the first season is really John discovering his humanity for the first time. Yeah. So this introductory season is really getting the audience comfortable with the character so that we can expand and go even deeper and richer into places that we'll feel.
People are going to like it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Renewed. Pablo Schreiber, thank you very much. Halo premieres March 24th on our streaming service Paramount Plus.